and welcome to Hot Toys Live. Woo! You guys, this is awesome. We have another show for you exclusively with our Hot Toys products. So our friends over at Hot Toys have been really awesome, and they've been cool enough to give us some advanced looks at some of their new products that will be coming out. So you know what? We have a lot going on today, and we have 2 live posing segments, which is going to be awesome. So our master poser, Terry, is back in the house, and he is going to be live posing for you an Iron Man Mark 46. That's the concept art version, as well as Neo from The Matrix. So right now we're going to start with Batman. We're going to move on to Cap from Infinity War, but you know, Batman's right here right now. So why don't we just take a look at him? So this Batman, this is the tactical suit from Justice League. Personally, I'm a big fan of this portrait. They got a nice jawline of Ben Affleck, as well as the goggles, and the cowl are just really stunning when you talk about the details. So it has the authentic likeness of Batman in the Justice League. The Batman comes with 3 interchangeable eye pieces and 3 interchangeable lower parts of the face to capture Ben Affleck's, you know, facial expressions and his really awesome chiseled jawline that he has. And all Batmans should have that chiseled bat jaw, because it's like the one part of him you actually see. It is approximately 33 centimeters tall with a newly improved muscular body, which, you know, I'm talking about now that you're looking at the cape. With 30 points of articulation, he has 7 interchangeable hands that include a pair of fists, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of hands for holding his weapon, 1 right hand for holding the batarang, and each of the head sculpts is hand painted. The specially tailored bat suit comes with gray armored plates, a dark colored gray and gold. You can see here, let's turn him. There you go, gray and gold on his, you know, I'm like bat belt, his utility belt. And then he has his black boots with the armored pieces on there. This is definitely the tactical suit from the Justice League movie. He comes with a lot of accessories, including his batarangs, his bat grenades, the grappling gun, the grappling hook, and then there's different grapples, hooks that you can attach to the grappling gun, including one that's in motion and one is straight and then one would be curved. So I'm gonna keep turning him around while we talk about him. He also has his specially designed Justice League base that is elevated and goes with the rest of the Justice League 6-scale figures that you can collect that, you know, the short link is covering right now. But he also comes with, we have the special edition exclusively through Sideshow, and that comes with the human mother box, and that's only available in select markets, including sideshow.com. So head on over to side.show/tacticalbatman and pick up your Batman, the tactical suit version from Hot Toys, the 6-scale figure from Justice League. It's really, really cool. And I really like all these little details and the material the cape's made out of, the different kind of armored points. It just makes a lot of sense. Like it's a bat suit, and this is like, it sounds kind of stupid, but it's a bat suit that exists in the real world. Like you can honestly see how this bat suit would fit into the Justice League and the DC movie universe. All right, so there you go. Side.show/tacticalbatman. That's side.show/tacticalbatman. And give me 1 second while I switch out Batman. Batman's very tall. Or, I know, right? For Captain America. I can practically hear the theme starting. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. I like, thank you, Terry. He's like off camera, like starting this with me. I totally get it. No, it's just, that was how, even in Infinity War, that epic entrance that he made exactly like this. This is the entrance that he made. Like as soon as that music started, like you saw the train and then the music started and you were like, oh my God, we're gonna see Cap. We're gonna see Cap. Yes, we saw Cap. So that is, I love Cap. So this is Captain America as seen in Infinity War. in Avengers Infinity War. And of course, this is the movie promo edition if you're looking on our website. So head on over to side.show/Infinity War cap. So that way you can be sure to get this version because it comes with a couple extra things. So Cap it has the likeness and portrait of Chris Evans as seen as Captain America in Avengers Infinity War. He has a movie accurate facial expression, and then he has textured hair all the way down, actually I should move him this way, to the beard that he copied from Thor. I see you've copied my beard. I love, yeah, he's trying to copy me. Different person copying Thor. What is up with copying Thor in that movie? That's like a random theme that I never thought of. Anyway, well, I mean, who doesn't? I mean, I would copy Thor. If you're worthy to pick up Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, copy Thor, man. Anyway, he has a body with over 30 points of articulation. He comes with 8 interchangeable gloved hands, including a pair of fists, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of weapon-holding hands, an open left hand, and a gesturing right hand. His costume is the tailored dark red and dark blue covered Captain America suit with battle damage to reveal chest scale patterns underneath. So that's really cool that they were able to make a subtle nod to, you can actually see it on the front. Let me get him back around. Subtle nod to the fact that he had scales on his original costume. You can see it in these like faux tears around the star. There's actually scales underneath, which is pretty rad. Ryan Meinerding talked about a little bit about adding that element into Cap, since Cap is his favorite character, and when he was designing the stealth suit, he wanted it to have an homage to that. So it's cool that they eventually got that into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He also has his knee pads, elbow pads, a lot of tactical gear, belt, and boots. His accessories include this officially designed Avengers Infinity War themed hexagonal base that you can use to pose him with the rest of his avenging buddies. And exclusive to the movie promo edition that you're seeing right here is the weapon owned by Corvus Glaive originally that you're seeing right here, and the Outrider diorama that has an interchangeable rocky ground that can fit over the hexagonal base, so it can look like he has slain an Outrider, an Outrider not in the same scene as this because they would be different. Though you can post things however you want. You can create your own scene. If you want him to slay an Outrider with Corvus Glaive's weapon, have at it.
It's your world, man.
It's your world. Create it. So head on over to side.show/Infinity War cap. That's side.show/Infinity War cap. I was actually like, I have a lot of Captain America figures, and I was gonna pass on this one.
This is the only one I don't have.
I don't know that I can pass on it. Look how pretty. I know. And how posable he is. And I'm just like, man. And all right, you guys, let's take a poll somehow in our chats. Should Terry and I bite the bullet and get one of these each?
Oh, wow. Devil on my shoulder.
I know. It's like telling me, you know. And I have this cap. I have the concept. I have all the caps, and
I actually don't have the concept version. I lied.
Oh, I have the concept version.
You win.
I win. I win. No, you know which one I'm missing? I'm missing the rescue version, which I'm sure you have. Yeah. So there, we're even. Anyway, we have a short video for you to show you. Kind of, it's a little awesome look at Hot Toys and what they do and who they are as a company. So we're going to show you this video, obviously, during the Hot Toys show, because it's a nice way to get up close and personal with the founders and the people who work there and show you exactly what they do over at Hot Toys HQ. You're watching Hot Toys Live. We will be back with a live posing of, who do you want to start with? Iron Man, Neo?
Let's do Neo.
Neo. We'll be back with a live posing of Neo. You are watching Hot Toys Live. We'll be right back.
今年我已經係第12年喺呢個 San Diego 嘅 Comic Con 啦，好開心咧，即係又嚟到 Comic Con 啦，因為每年最緊要嘅擺一啲新嘅產品咧，都喺呢一個 Comic Con 嗰度開始。喺呢12年嘅 Comic Con 嗰度咧，我哋見到即係個變化都幾大嘅，咁就係即係無論喺嗰個玩具嗰個產品個質素啦，同埋嗰個創意咧，都有即係一個進步。我哋由最開頭得1、2個 showcase 咧，慢慢發展到咧，我哋有10幾個 showcase 可以喺度展覽我哋嘅產品。我每年都好開心，亦都好緊張，就係究竟 fans 會有即係對我哋嘅產品有幾咁期待咧，或者有冇驚喜咧？咁呢樣嘢即係每年都發生嘅。
It was probably 11 years ago that Howard came to the Sideshow booth and showed us one of the early Hot Toys products. I believe it was a Predator. As soon as I saw a Hot Toys product, I knew right away that what I was looking at was the work of truly creative, truly passionate people. This was a very special company. These were very special people, and we definitely wanted to be partnered with them.
I think what's cool about Hot Toys that makes them really different is that quality. They take it to a whole nother level where it's basically professional level. I mean, you can have something like, you know, a Honda Civic, which is, you know, the everyday car, and then Hot Toys, it's almost like the Ferrari. It's the one that you want and wish that you had.
One of the best things that Hot Toys do is the likeness of the actor in the figure. The clothes are really cool. It's like a real person. Other companies do the same work, but I think Hot Toys especially do something about the figures that other companies cannot reach.
咁我會同我女女一齊玩嘅，咁佢都會俾唔同嘅意見啊，點樣擺唔同嘅 pose 影相，影出嚟會靚啲啊！因為呢啲可能玩具啦、figure 啦，咁令到我哋屋企人成家都可能會多好多話題啊，一齊去玩啊、研究啊咁樣，嗰個互動會大咗咯，溝通上會多咗。
I've also gotten into like toy photography. Hot toys are really good for that as well. You can pose them up, you know, kind of tricking the camera into thinking it's a real person is kind of fun. You have that figure that you buy, you know, maybe you got it a few months ago, something like that, and you get something new and shiny, but then you go back and take a picture of that like older figure that you got before, and you're like, wow, I really like this one, like, you know, as if you opened it up again kind of thing.
我觉得应该就是这个还原的精细程度，我觉得，包括它的就是工艺上面的这种精致程度，对于其他厂商来说都是。我觉得在行业内都是数一数二的。
Well, Japanese fans are very, very passionate about Hot Toys. The number of female fans has been majorly growing the past few years. With Marvel, for example, I would say that now about 1/3 of our Japanese fans are women. I actually went back to New York to meet with Marvel, this time to score the entire rights of all future Marvel Studio movies. It was the beginning of an amazing adventure for Hot Toys. Kevin, Louis, Joanne, Jess, everyone else at Marvel have all been awesome partners, always so supportive of Hot Toys.
Most people look at Hot Toys action figures and think, oh, they must have just taken a laser scan and just built it, you know, from a digital computer model because that's how accurate and detailed and beautiful they are. And we're constantly correcting people and telling them, no, you have no idea. This is a true artist piece. I mean, hand sculpted and hand detailed. And, you know, there's definitely that, you know, misunderstanding from people when they look at the product because it's so amazing that they just think, oh, it has to be computer generated.
One of the great things about working with Hot Toys is their commitment to innovate their own product. I can't tell you how many times I've seen stuff in approvals and then held it in real life and blown away by how much more it does in hand. I think a great example is the Mark V armor, which is a die-cast piece. Mark V is one of my favorite Iron Man designs. I have that in my office, the original one, the plastic one, but the die-cast one they have here, if you've seen that scene in the movie where Tony puts that suitcase suit on and it compartmentalizes all over his body, they capture that in real product. That is terribly difficult to do, and what's really great is the Hot Toys team is constantly challenging themselves at how do we bring the bar higher and how do we jump over that bar.
But you guys do faces so well that like that's really what sets you guys apart in my mind. Like, I can look at Captain America, it looks like Chris Evans, and it looks real. And the Hulk that you guys have done with the movable eyes and stuff, like there's a commitment to reality there that is second to none, really.
11 years ago, I met Howard. My life changed. I asked to Howard, how about we setting some production team in Korea? So Howard agreed that our company artists, everyone very love Hot Toys and they really appreciate Howard. This toy market have a different kind of style. For example, the Europe style, example Japan style, China. Great thing, every country the style. We just do the Hot Toy style. What customer want? Most customer, what they want. We found that very simple. They watching some movie, right? Okay, I see the Terminator. They want bring Terminator on my table. But very simple. So this is a Hot Toy style. People very enjoy the images, right? Hot Toys never image. Impossible. This is some kind of our rule. Everything need evidence. But just beginning, we just check more about the human detail, the face and bone and muscle. Also the writings can lie to people. We checking the movie photos more and more than 10 days, very seriously. And then we make some data. One head have 40 kind of steps. Also each head is quite different. Different line, different color, different feel. One head around 2 weeks something.
I find myself constantly using Hot Toys' company name as a way to describe high quality. When I go with a partner and we talk about if their product's improving, you're getting to a Hot Toys quality. And I think that term gets thrown around a lot in the industry. And I think if you are that company and you've built a level of quality and made it consistent for 10 plus years, that's an incredible thing. And that's why your name gets used as a verb.
I think that Howard and his team at Hot Toys are the leaders of this industry. They've set the standard. They are what the rest of us look up to.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Hot Toys Live. That was an awesome video. Thank you guys so much over at Hot Toys for sending that to us and letting us play it on Hot Toys Live. So now we have the one right here, Neo, and we are going to have a very special treat, which is a live posing session with Neo featuring our master poser, Terry Smith. Woo! Yay, Terry!
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Good to be back.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you are here to help us pose Neo.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about
I
it. This is
know.
the one I've been waiting for since long before it was announced. Obviously like everybody else out there, I had no idea that Hot Toys was going to be doing Matrix figures, and I was just overjoyed.
Yeah,
as soon as
it's
they made the
awesome.
announcement,
And
I'm like,
then
come on.
just think of all the posing
I've been thinking about it.
And it was funny because when we sent Terry the list, you specifically were like, Neo,
Yeah, I didn't
that's
even
the live
hesitate.
posing right there. Anyway, so do you want to get started while I talk a little bit about the figure?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Okay, so Terry's going to start, and I am going to read off some cool stats about Neo. I like how Terry just gets right into it. All right, got to do this, got to do that. Guys, feel free to ask questions of Terry during these live posing segments because that's what he's here for, tips and tricks and all that. And if you guys have specific questions about any one of your specific figures, he's probably posed it on how to be a poser.
Most likely.
Most likely. Let me just find my notes here on Neo. Right here, got it. So, Neo. Wow. It has the authentic, detailed likeness of Keanu Reeves as Neo in The Matrix. The head sculpt was newly developed in order to get facial accuracy from the movie. And he is a specialized body with over 30 points of articulation. And it looks like Terry's about to use all 30 points. That's so cool.
Going for 32, man.
Yeah, awesome. So he has 8 interchangeable hands, including a pair of fists, a pair of weapon holding hands, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of open hands, and each head sculpt is specifically painted. You know, oh my God, that's so
Speaking
cool.
of the head sculpt, I mean, just look at that. I mean, I don't even know that I want to.
I feel like
I'd love to find a way to display mine without the sunglasses. It's just, the portrait is just so spot on. The proof is in the pudding, everybody. I'm so happy with this portrait.
I do have to
don't
say
know how
this,
they could have made it better.
This like mid pose kind of looks like you could have a Neo boy band.
I can have a Neo boy
It's
band.
like, you know, like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many would it take? How many Neo figures does one need?
I mean, I feel like what you could do is you could get this one, you could get the John Wick, and you could get like a couple other eras of Keanu Reeves, and then have a Keanu Reeves boy band.
You hearing that, Hot Toys?
That's amazing.
We need more Keanu
We need
Reeves.
Bill from Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
No, Ted. Oh my God. Jeff's face was like, what are you talking about? Like, Ted. Oh my God. Wow. I am not on my game today. Anyway, so we need Ted.
I didn't even flinch. I missed it. So you're good.
Cool. I just assumed his name would be first. Obvious. No, that's not true. I'm trying to cover it up. I just haven't seen Bill and Ted in a while. Anyway, so Keanu Reeves, we need Neo. We need a Point Break. Point Break.
Dude, I was waiting for that, yeah.
Point Break. Oh my gosh. I love Point Break so much. So those are the 4. 4 is a boy band or 5?
You can get away with 4.
Because like 98 Degrees did. You need the 5th. So then who's the 5th? Who's the 5th Keanu Reeves? I don't know. Constantine?
No. I'm going with 47 Ronin.
47 Ronin. That's pretty good. Yeah. I like Constantine more than most people do. Sorry.
I've seen that many times.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think they did a fine job with it.
I think they did too. I mean, what's the complaint that he's not blonde? Whatever. Or British. So.
You know,
but he has like.
No, it's not a bad movie. It's just
not
really
Constantine. All right. Fair.
Reality.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So to move forward, he's now that you're posing it, he has a long coat, a long sleeve shirt, shoulder holsters with harnesses, a gun strap, a leather-like belt, a pair of black pants, and a pair of black and white leather-like boots. Those aren't. Oh, I guess they do have white on them.
Yeah,
anyway,
and
never mind.
I mean, just look at this, the way that they did this. I mean, these are so realistic. They're flexible. You can just hit those deep poses that you want to hit with the. If you like having spreading his legs really
commenting on the posability of his coat.
There
that
is
I just
a wire
totally
in the lining of the
messed
coat.
Up for you.
No, I hadn't done it yet.
Okay, all right,
yeah,
cool.
No,
never mind.
You're good.
So his weapons are a pair of assault rifles, 3 pairs of submachine guns, 3 pairs, so 6. There's 6.
There are so many
Wow.
guns. Yeah.
Okay. A pair of pistols. He also has his signature black sunglasses and a black duffel bag, and his especially designed dynamic figure base with his Neo nameplate. So head on over to side.show/Neo, side.show/Neo in order to pre-order this guy right now. He is not shipping just yet, but he will be shipping very soon. Again, special thanks to Hot Toys for allowing us to have him on the show before he's actually shipping. I'm so excited.
This is beautiful.
I can't wait for all of the collectors to get him in their collection and to see the different poses they put him in and to see, how they display him, because he is like the first in the Matrix. They also teased an Agent Smith, but it'd be really cool to see how you guys are displaying your Neo.
I want to see that.
Terry and I definitely want to see that. If you guys want to follow Terry on his social media, at Terry35mm. Terry35mm. And then you can tag him to show him your poses.
And there's even some video stuff at Toys Will Be Toys on YouTube.
There you go. All right. So we have a couple of live questions. Terry, do you ever have to use any special techniques to, like a hairdryer or hot water, to loosen tight pegs?
I actually have a heat gun with the variable temperature setting, and I set on very, very low.
Very
I
low.
use that frequently because sometimes it gets pretty cold in my studio when I'm shooting in my studio. Which is in my garage, so there's no climate control whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I highly recommend that. I also have a lot of I also have, like, say, double-sided tape. I use that pretty frequently. If you can get earthquake putty, sometimes that comes in handy if you're having trouble getting a gun or a sword or something like that to stay in the character's hands. That's a good asset.
Yeah, I find that helpful when I'm posing figures in like a stance, because sometimes when you're posing them specifically on a stand, it's difficult to get that type of balance. So the earthquake putty helps like them have a center of gravity.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like that. Is there a technique to keep the cloth on the figures in a good condition? I use canned air to like just kind of.
Yeah, insofar as keeping it clean is concerned, some canned air is fine. Makeup brushes.
Makeup brushes.
My wife is a store director for Sephora, so I have plenty of those or access to them. So
really want to get into it is when you do blow the air. If you have a vacuum hose and you're vacuuming up the dust at the same time, so it doesn't get back on it.
That's only the hardcore posers do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
really
Jeff, the hardcore poser, does that. I can, and I definitely utilize makeup brushes. I find like the eyelash ones that are the double-sided, eyelash eyebrow. Those are really nice to comb and brush.
I
tweezers.
stick with camera lens brush because they won't scratch.
Camera lens brush and any microfiber like for glasses and stuff like that is good as well. Not a posing question necessarily, but should I wash clothes on the figures to keep them from bleeding onto other fabric?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no on that.
Yeah,
one.
I don't do that either.
That's danger.
You're running a lot of risks with that. I wouldn't do it either.
I think there are better means of preventing any dyes bleeding onto. First of all, I think one time in all the figures that I've possessed have I had any sort of an issue with any dyes bleeding onto the figure body. So I think that's more of an exception than the rule, even with the ones that have been talked about that have done that. But I think that if you're really concerned about it, it takes a lot of effort. But maybe take off the figure's clothes, put some plastic wrap around it, and put them back on. That's not something I've ever done though. I don't really feel the need.
Only thing I've ever done is from like coats to shirts sometimes, but all I do is I get a dryer sheet. I like lift up the coat or the jacket and kind of wipe there, because the dryer sheets have that little bit of coating.
Yeah.
And just that little bit prevents bleeds from happening.
There you go.
So I don't even undress my figure all the way. I just will lift up the coat if I'm concerned about bleeding, put a little bit of the dryer sheet on both sides, and then put it back. That's all I do to prevent that stuff. And that works on premium format figures as well as 6 scale. That's
a hot tip for me as well.
There you go.
All right.
So Terry, what's the most difficult figure that you've ever had to pose?
That's still going to be...
I was going to say this month. Since I was like, because we asked that question last time too.
Oh, wow. I haven't had any issues with any of the figures that I've been messing with in the past month. But of course, I've only been revisiting a lot of the older things. I've been working with a lot of Iron Man figures. Those things are never a problem. They practically pose themselves. It just takes a little bit of fine tuning to make them look a little bit more lifelike.
See, that's Iron Mans are my Achilles heel of posing. Like,
Is that right?
Yeah, I can't get them to look natural. They constantly just look like robots when I'm trying to pose them.
All right,
so.
I might have to.
So you might. We're gonna have to like work with a couple of them.
Talk.
So yeah, absolutely, that'll be good.
I can't pose Batman figures to save my life.
Oh.
It's those suits. I just can't.
Interesting.
There's a restrictive quality to those suits that's really tough to defeat. I used to say capes were my kryptonite. These days, I think it's more the bat suits. But there's really no way around that. If you want it to look good on your shelf, the posing is half the battle. The materials also have to read well, and in order for them to do that, they have to make sacrifices. There has to be a middle ground, and I think for the most part, they almost always meet that middle ground.
Totally.
Yeah.
My favorite one currently is I've been posing and reposing. I have Scarlet Witch from Civil War, it's the same costume as Infinity War, practically. And then the Infinity War Black Widow. And I really, really, Hot Toys, if you're watching, I would love an Okoye to like complete that, because I'm doing that like battle scene with the Outriders where like Scarlet Black Widow has her batons and Scarlet Witch is like coming onto the field.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do right now.
That
and they're
would
a
look
lot
awesome.
of fun.
I would actually love to do that photo shoot. So Hot Toys, if you're listening.
Yeah, and a Koye.
I'm ready to do that photo shoot.
That would be awesome. We have a Shuri coming soon, so hopefully an Okoye is next.
Awesome.
Terry, what are some useful tips for a novice poser?
Practice.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I mean, that one's obvious. I'm not just going to leave you with that. That's just a cheap one. But
watch How to Be a Poser.
Watch How to Be a Poser. Okay. But what did it for me? I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I just kind of stumbled into figure posing. But I think what did it for me was I read a lot of comic books. I studied the art. The images that I remember from all the way back in like the 1980s when I started reading comic books, they're still stuck in my brain. Just watch what comic book artists do, the dynamic poses that they're able to apply to the figures the characters that they put onto the page. You can translate some of those techniques into 3 dimensions with the figures, and I think that's probably the best advice I can give to anybody.
And then to kind of expand on that as well, like let's bring it back to Neo right here. This is a movie.
Yeah.
Just freeze frame the movie, like especially in the Matrix with the slow motion that they use and the bullets and all of the different techniques they use with the camera. You're able to see a lot of Keanu Reeves's battle poses, for lack of a better way of putting it, fight sequences. And so you can pause it and recreate something like what you did right here with Neo. Like we all know what moment this is in the movie. And that's another thing, like figure out what, because here's the thing is like Keanu Reeves is a human and he can do that. And with the 30 points of articulation on the body, that's what they're trying to recreate with these 6-scale figures.
Reference material.
That's
what you need.
Yes.
Freeze frame. I was going to bring up the with the Matrix. They referenced anime for a lot of the visual style. So go freeze frame some anime. Do that. There's some pretty crazy poses that come out of those films, and you can replicate that as much as you can. And just remember, it's 3 dimensions, and just figure out how to work with that, and I think you'll be able to come up with some pretty awesome stuff.
Awesome. Well, let's take a short little break, and then we can show people how to pose the Iron Man Mark 46. This is what Terry's been waiting for, and I'm going to learn something too, since these are my Achilles heel.
I hope so. Awesome.
All right, you guys are watching Hot Toys Live. We will be right back.
BRB.
Hello and welcome back to Hot Toys Live. We are here with Terry Smith, Master Poser, and he is going to show us how to pose this Mark 46 concept art version of Iron Man in the 6-scale figure form. I'm super excited.
I am too, because I think I still have the 46 the original 46 die cast at home. Something I may not have pointed out to you before when I was here doing the Captain America concept version.
Yeah.
I'm a junkie for concept art books.
That's awesome.
I kind of have almost all of them from the MCU. Having said that, I don't think that Captain America Civil War is one of the ones that I have. But
well, now you're going to need it.
I just dig checking out there's this evolution that happens. You never want to go with your first draft of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're writing a book, if you're creating a concept for a character for a film, dating, just, anything first draft you're going to want to think about before you. I
mean, that's fair,
right?
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to work with this for a little bit.
Awesome. So I'm going to give you guys some of the details on this Iron Man Mark 46 concept art die-cast 6-scale figure. It has a helmeted head with LED light-up functions. Just so you guys know, it does come with some batteries, but not all batteries. So please pay attention in your Hot Toys instruction booklet as to what it comes with and what it does not. That way you're not like, it's missing batteries, because it only comes with the little teeny tiny ones to light up the Arc Reactor, the hands, and I believe the head, but not the base. So there you go. He lights up his Arc Reactor on his chest as well as his hands. I'm like doing this, you know? I'm just like, it lights up here.
Is this going to be the new meme?
Yeah. And he has a piece of chest armor that can be removed in order to see the exposed Arc Reactor underneath. He has interchangeable forearm armor, which includes regular and weapon firing, 6 interchangeable hands, including a pair of fists, a pair of hands with articulated fingers, and light up repulsors. That's the word I was looking for, repulsor. And a pair of repulsor firing hands. He also has fully deployable air flaps on his back. He has multi-layered waist armor movement with enhanced articulation and that allows flexibility of the pose. He has a specially designed Marvel First 10 Years themed figure stand with character name. And you can get him now at side.show/conceptmark46.
That about says it all, yeah.
Side.show/conceptmark46. And he's just starting to get into collectors' hands right now, so he's just started to ship. So again, I can't thank them enough. Thank you, Hot Toys, for letting us do this on our show while he is first starting to ship here. So, what are you doing, Terry?
I was thinking about getting him kind of walking, like he was moving towards something, and I kind of am at the same time, but I always dig having Iron Man with just a slightly wider stance.
Yeah.
There are a few exceptions to that rule that I've done in the past, and it's worked pretty well, but for this, I think that it's going to be pretty basic. I don't want to take up a whole lot of everybody's time, but
you can go ahead and do that. I think
just straightforward. I think just for starters, that's pretty generic. Now, one of the things that I did was I noticed that again, we've talked about the limitations that the practical armors have that the digital on-screen armors don't. Mm-hmm. Collisions don't have to occur when you're talking about a digital world. So when we're turning this guy's head, it's kind of limited unless you raise it up a little bit. So in order to compensate for that, I'm going to turn this back here so I can look at it. In order to compensate for that, I've tilted his torso so that he's not looking up, like doing that. I've tilted his torso this way.
So this is what Hot Toys is talking about when they say it's an articulated torso specifically that helps with the range of posability.
Yes.
That's very awesome.
If you want to, you can pull. You see what I did just there? You can pull this thing up, and that even gives you more room to play with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. So this is a good question for right now. Terry, have you ever broken a figure in the process of posing it?
Never. No matter what anybody tells you, I've never done that.
Is that
not
true?
Once. Not once. All lies. All lies.
Is that true?
So many. I've broken so many. These things are really, really, really delicate, and I don't care.
And again, they are collectible figures, so they're meant to be displayed, and yes, they are meant to be posed, but please read the inserts because Hot Toys is very excellent at showing range of motion in their figures, especially in the arms and the legs. So if you think it'd be really cool to watch Iron Man like just fly or Batman jump off of something, please make sure that the figure can actually handle the pose that you want to do. Please, for our returns team. They appreciate that.
Yeah. They actually bribed Susan to say that just now. So.
I mean.
So I think that's kind of got something going for it a little bit, and I'm probably going to continue to play with this for as long as I've.
To be honest, and like I like watching Terry work because, like a true artist, he's never actually done. He just keeps tinkering. Like even with Cap, I was like, "Oh my God, that's such a cool moment that you created with the Cap figure." And he's like, "Oh no, I need to tinker," and you're just like, "I'm going to take this from you because we need to start a show."
I just even at home, I think I said last time I have 76 or 78 figures on display at my house. It's just a full-time process. I'm always going to walk by something and say, that's not quite right. And then I'll just move in. And see?
I totally did it last night. I was walking by and I was like, Leia doesn't look right.
What do they say? Art is never complete. It's simply abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same applies for posing.
So We are getting asked, you mentioned earlier that your studio's in your garage and so there's no type of climate control. Do you recommend a certain temperature to keep the figures at to maintain their best quality?
Okay, now, the studio is in the garage. The figures don't spend an inordinate amount of time in the studio.
Yeah.
They're there long enough for the shoot, and then they get put back up in the closet or put back on a shelf or whatever, wherever their home is going to be for that time being. And I do have a lot of figures that I just simply have around just to use in photo shoots, like extra stormtroopers, extra clone troopers, droid, battle droids, what have you. So those things just kind of stay in shoe boxes if they're loose or in their original boxes. But no, I don't have a set temperature. Whatever's comfortable for me, I figure is going to have to be comfortable for the figures.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. Yeah, we don't recommend like a lot of heat specifically for figures. Or a lot of cold. So anything extreme, you're going to want to kind of climate control that for your figures specifically. Yeah. People are like asking for very specific poses, like a flying pose and things like that. So
I didn't break out the flight stand. It's still in the box.
There is a flight stand, so you guys could make him fly.
This is kind of what I was thinking about originally, just a little bit of a.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to just go a little bit like almost like fine art, you could just get that as close together as possible. Just rotate one way or the other.
This guy out really quickly.
Is that the 4? What is that? Oh yeah.
Because they're both from Civil War. So oops, see, this is what. Hey, these come off.
That's just good design. That is legitimately good design. I'm so grateful that Hot Toys did that because one of the great fears that I have when posing figures is breaking the wrist pegs, breaking the ankle pegs.
And that's something...
And they've eliminated that from the equation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you bend Cap in a way that ankles don't bend, he falls down and the foot comes off. There you go.
Like in real life.
Like in real life.
Yes, exactly.
There we go. And here's like a really cool, this is what it could have been. What could have been the concept art versions of both of the figures.
And see, I'm just trying to, I don't even think that I can get these things to, Obviously, if I was going to do this, then I would switch things around because.
And then you need a bucky.
So
on
what
the
I
other
need
side.
is like this to come back like this, and this. Forward,
see, the posing work is never done. Never. Yeah. Everyone's like, "What's Terry's official title? Is it actually Master Poser?" Yeah. Why would it not be?
Oh.
Yeah.
House Nerd.
Yeah, House Nerd.
There's a lot of those here, though. So.
The guy who has everything for trades.
Apparently.
I was like, Hustler?
That's also fair.
See? So concept art. Oh my gosh. Ryan Meinerding, you beautiful, beautiful genius. Look at this. What could have been.
Yep.
And then what was equally amazing. So it's just
again, I just love this just because, I mean, if you had the original and you had this, the one that actually made it to the film and you had this, then it's just a great showcase. Like at home, I have the Sideshow and Hot Toys Boba Fett collection basically in 6 scale. I've got the concept Boba Fett, the all white one.
Oh.
Then I have Hot Toys, the new version that you guys have back here with his original the stuff from the concept photos. Then I've got the Sideshow version from Empire Strikes Back. Then I've got the Hot Toys version. I can't remember exactly how many versions of Boba Fett there are. I think that there are 6 that are on my shelf, and they're basically showcasing the evolution of
the cartoon version.
Oh, right.
Yes, that's the other one that I have. Thank you. Yeah, the animated version, which I dearly love. I love the color palette on that one. So
there we go, Cap. Got your foot back.
It's kind of crazy. It just maybe it's my imagination, but I feel like the gold is slightly muted compared to the original. I just have to look at it, compare them both to be sure. But I love the color palette. I think that this armor, to me, the color pattern on it just kind of reminds me more of the original Iron Man armor.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Cap. There we go. Yeah. All right.
That's okay.
It's okay, Cap.
Yeah, it just needs to. Tilt that torso just a touch.
Yeah, that's what I was doing with Cap.
Again, I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to imagine what everybody's view is here, but.
A little bit more right there.
Yeah.
There we go. Ah, so cool. Look at that. You can see it on the monitor.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would need some support to go that extreme, but
Yeah, I was gonna
You can do
say it would do a little. Cap could do with a little bit of support from his stand, but he's doing okay on his own right now.
Cap
so.
needs more support, Iron Man.
Yeah. Come on, you're on the same side.
Yeah, it's just very difficult.
Avengers broke up. What, like the Beatles?
That's so good. What, like a band?
Awesome.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, you guys.
And it stands on its own.
Yeah. There you go.
God,
I feel
that's
like
so
look at
stable.
that. Oh my God.
Yeah, that works. All right.
Guys, you need them both in your collection
And you
right
know
now. And you know it. Take a look at that.
Yeah, if you miss the originals, you know how hard they are to find on the secondary market.
Oh
for
my
a decent
God,
price.
I
This
don't
is
even
a
want to
perfect
talk about that.
opportunity, And it's just as gorgeous.
That's amazing.
Just as gorgeous.
Again, thank you so much for joining us,
Oh,
Terry.
yeah,
This has been
anytime.
so much fun. And again, thank you all for watching. We've had an awesome Hot Toys live show. Tune in with us next Tuesday for Sideshow and Tell, next Wednesday for Sideshow Live. We have an awesome lineup of shows going on for you guys right now. So thank you all for watching, and don't forget to let your geeks sideshow.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.